Americans just don't get FIFA, Duelster. You know this by now.
The show that we're creating is about this great young man named Cormac Dooley. He is the esports athlete for the Philadelphia Union, and he has been invited to go to Paris Game Week to play FIFA 19, the walk-on portion of the tournament, hoping to get a spot in the final 32.
Esports Athletes Rising is about what it takes to be a pro athlete and showing the world, those people who don't necessarily understand that esports is real and esports is a real sport, that it is. It's on par with anything else, any other sport you can think of. These guys make real money, have real houses, have real pools, have real big screen TVs, and they're real athletes. So this whole thing, Esports Athletes Rising, is to show the world that esports have arrived.
2.5 centuries ago, in a small village outside of Philadelphia, Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, the original underdogs took over America. The Bluecoats, as they were called, took down the Redcoats, hiding behind rocks and trees, overthrowing a European empire and establishing America and Philadelphia as the underdog capital of the world.
The underdog capital. Did you just see what we did in the Super Bowl? Come on, we are the underdogs. Rocky ran right down this street back in the 70s. Give me a break.
Oh yeah, Rocky's also, yeah, Rocky, if you want to talk about that, like that's a huge under, that's like just a nothing but an under. That's like what, 4 or 5 like episodes of an underdog story. Like the man gets beat half to death and then comes back 3 swings later, knocks him clean out, and then just goes and takes Adrian home with him, you know, like, that's definitely an underdog story, for sure. He still proved him. Yo, what's up, guys?
We love an underdog story here. I mean, what's up with Gritty, man? He's the underdog. He's fresh out the gate as an underdog, but we love him already for that, you know? He's awful, but it's not what we want, but it's what we deserve, so.
Well, you're between the power of government in Washington, D.C. and the financial power and the fashion and the TV and movies of New York, and we're like that shadow, and we know we're that shadow, but we don't like that being the shadow, but we also like having our blue-collar upbringing. Jason Kelsey just summed it up perfectly. I mean, he puts on a mummer's outfit, and he's a big, and you know, most cities have Tom Brady, you know, they have like the pretty boy, dates a supermodel. We get some heavy offensive lineman with a big, thick beard. That's Philly right there. We don't have the Tom Brady, right? We got that guy, and I love it.
I've never heard of the Duelster. No, I've never heard of Cormac Dooley.
No, give it to me. Who's Cormac Dooley?
My name is Cormac Dooley. I'm 18 years old and I'm basically practicing to go over and play in the Continental Cup in Paris for FIFA.
Cormac is a phenomenal athlete, and not just saying that because I'm his mother. I'm saying it because he's just very naturally gifted.
Very, very good at any sport that he does. He's a wonderful hurler, fantastic golfer, very good at soccer as well.
Basketball, volleyball, football. I think there was one point in Ireland where he was playing like 7 sports at a time.
Cormac is a true leader in the sport of soccer in that he leads by example.
Make sure you control in the middle of the park, right?
It seems like our play runs through him and he's in the center of the field. I found out just this year about Cormac and his e-sport competitions, and I was fascinated. He represents not only Westchester East, but he's also representing the Union, the U.S., and everything else.
Yeah, Cormac.
Well done! Hey, Dooley!
Cormac Dooley is a 3-year varsity player for us here at Westchester East. This year as a senior, he's a captain. He's one of our strongest players, controls the midfield. He's a leader on and off the field, and everything Cormac does, he holds himself at the highest standard.
Oh, I think he's a big-time athlete in video games. I mean, he's a superstar. He walks around, and everybody knows who the Doolski is.
Here we go!
Tremendous kid. He's a dual athlete, and he's unique because he came to us a couple years ago from Ireland. Right off the bat, when you meet Cormac, it's the Irish brogue that is very enticing. Then it's the smile. It's very disarming. He's a really charming kid. He's also super modest. You might not know, meeting Cormac, that he's a dual sport athlete, both soccer and football at the same time, and good at each of those sports. And then on top of that, he's also a professional gamer and really good at it. And you wouldn't know how good. You have to press him, and you have to say, Cormac, how did you do at the last tournament? And he'll say, well, and you're like, Cormac, how well did you do at the last tournament? And he's like, well, I placed second, or I placed third, or I'm going to this other big international event. You're like, you're really good. Just come out and say that you're really good. But Cormac is so modest, he won't do that. He won't toot his own horn.
Hey Doolster, just because you're a 7-sport athlete doesn't mean you're any good at FIFA 19.